Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Tech Tink Trunks channel, where today we're going to tinker and learn. Today we're going to do a Linuxfx install and a quick review. So pay attention while we get it loaded, and we're all set. All right, first thing you want to do is go to our favorite place called DistroWatch, and we're going to look for Linuxfx. It's on the first page. We're going to download the Windows 11 theme to reflect the times. All right, so be patient with us while this Linuxfx operating system downloads. All right. So it should be in our possession really quick. All right, that didn't take too long at all. So we're going to use that in ISO, and we're going to run it in VMware Player. So while everything's getting started, we'll just go ahead and get ready to do the installation. We'll proceed to install the OS with the ISO installer. All right, so here we are in VMware Workstation 16 Player, and I'm just going to run it as a virtual machine. If you need to select language, you would press F2 to select language, but we're not doing that. We're just going to leave it as is. Should be English. All right, we got to check the integrity, so it's going to do that. So you can see it's not really, it's 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 themed after Windows, but it's not really Windows, which is kind of cool. So if you're looking to make the switch to Linux, this would probably be a distribution that you would probably might want to look at. Okay. So now where we are in this, and we're going to go ahead and install it. I went and skipped to the installer for us. And I'm just going to install it on the whole disk, erase the whole disk, delete all the data presently on the storage device. So we'll do it that way. If I had some manual partition to do, I would do it that way. And then just got to enter a few basic things to get you logged into the system. So I'll just enter my name and go from there. All right, you gotta choose a password, or you could log in automatically without asking for the password. It's a nice option, but it's not recommended. I don't recommend. All right, so we'll click install. And then I sped up the install process so that we could just see kind of the gist of how the install process works. But this shouldn't take too long. And the install process in real time is about 8 to 9 minutes on a fairly decent system. So they have a nice little slideshow going for us during the install. There's like so many files to the image that has to be unpacked that is just amazing. All right, so we'll just let it do its thing. And it's almost done. Okay. It would be nice if things really did install this quick, but it's not as quick as it normally would. As I said, it takes a little while, and then you're off to the races. All right, so just cleaning up the file system tools. This must be run at their package. It's unmounting the system. It's all done. Like magic. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to restart the system now. We're going to make sure that like the digital media is removed from the drive. and then nothing's to boot from the CD drive. So that's what's coming up now. It's done for us in VMware Workstation 16 Player. So go ahead and boot into it. All right. All right, now this is a little quick review on the system. So I'll go ahead and log on into it, and we'll just take a quick look-see and what we can find. Okay, boots as expected. Looks good. Now, the first thing I tried to do was set the resolution so it could take up the whole screen, and that didn't work out too well. So in order to like have access to the displays, I think I need to activate this version of Linuxfx. Because watch when I try to do it, I put it to 16.9, it goes for a second, then it goes right back. That's not nice. Actually, kind of ignorant. Try again. Go for the display, set it to the correct aspect ratio and resolution, and there it goes. Voila, I can't have it. So we'll just have to deal with the resolution that we have. Check for updates. All right, so there are 56 packages to upgrade. Okay, so since I'm not going to be able to get the window right where I want it or how I want it, I'm going to have to just adjust it. All right, so there's a lot of applications. We have great things like Speed Crunch, and we're using the KDE Plasma desktop, which is not too bad. They have different flavors of desktops from what I gathered. All right, and then you can see, you have various applications. There's a ton of applications, blenders, torrents, and all the different things that you need. It's laid out just like Windows 11, so you shouldn't have any problem finding what you need. Things may be named differently, but that's about all I could say. So I'm going to look through all the apps real quick, installed by default. All right. And I might try some of them. The applications I'm particularly interested in are like Excel, Microsoft Office, which they do have in this distro. So we'll take a look at the system and look at what we have. We got very detailed memory information. Pretty cool. No energy because it's a virtual device, and I may not get all the readings that you normally would get with, say, a hardwired device. But there's my processor. Got the Intel Core i5. But there's not much to it. So you can learn a lot about your system by playing around in the device viewer. Laid out almost similar to what you would find in Windows, but I think it's a little better. Then it shows stuff that's just way over my head. All right. So what we got here, we're going to look at some more apps, see what we have. I mean, there's all kinds of goodies in here. I mean, it comes packed full of stuff. You got your console, which is the equivalent of the CMD or command prompt. And I'm just scrolling through them slowly so that we can see all the different things we got. We have the online version of the Microsoft Sweep, and then we even have PowerShell. So I'll try the online version, and what it does is it goes right to my Edge. This actually has Microsoft Edge in it, or some their equivalent of, which is really cool if you're a really big Edge fan and you want to use Edge in Linux. You can get it installed by default using this distribution. So I'll just get out of all this. I don't have no interest in syncing any data to this device. But what I could do, well, I don't have any interest in signing in. But it's not really a required thing for me to do. So what I ended up doing was just looking for more apps, and found that it's actually installed. They have a only Office Excel that's installed on the system that I clicked into and saw that could be used. But my concern is, would my macros run? You know, and I am not confident. But that's something that I have to try in a future video, is to see if any macros that I create would actually run in this environment. So I'm just going to go through a few more of the applications that we have installed in this. I mean, there's all kinds of goodies, and you can install different packages too, and you can make it exactly what you like. So I am in no rush to jump over to a Linux environment, but I do have curiosity about it, and I love playing around with Linux, and I like playing in the environment and using different things, and it has a lot to offer, a lot to offer. So that's what I'll say about that. But just take a look at the system updates. There's plenty of system updates. Want to keep your system up to date? Sure. And then if you want to, activate it, you would have to go to them, and you would have to get a product key to get the full features of this operating system. So with that, I want to say there's more to this than I'm showing right now, and it's pretty much worth playing with and worth looking into. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, please feel free to subscribe, click like on your way in and out, and leave a comment. And if you have any questions below or anything like that, leave a comment. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.